Hello? Can you hear me? I don't hear anything. Unmute. Can you hear me? You hear me? Can you hear me? I don't hear you. Unmute yourself on the bottom, on the left side. Unmute.
Okay. Can you hear us now?
Now, yes.
Hello, Rodrigo.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you both.
I'm Amanda.
I've seen you both in the website and on Facebook. Nice meeting you.
Okay.
I see you very on the Facebook.
Yes, yeah, we see each other on Facebook. So, Rodrigo, thanks so much for agreeing to this meeting.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah, you've become a star all over the world, I guess, for your amazing application.
Well, I don't look for that. I'm just trying to do something for humanity. This is my only goal.
Yeah, it's so exciting. So there's so much to talk about, but I wondered if you would mind just giving us a little bit of your background and like, how did you get to Keshe? What was your journey?
Oh, you wrote it down already on the on the Facebook. Yeah, I'm a plastic surgeon for 27 years. Practiced plastic surgery, and well, a lot of things happen in life. But one of the things that's I wanted to find something new about this. When my dad had a vaccine, was a flu shot, and he started to develop problems on his kidneys. So he had a kidney failure. He was on the hemodialysis, and then I heard about this technology in 2013 that was going to release to the world in 2014. So I talked to my dad and says, hang out, Dad, hang up. That's something new is coming that will be able to heal all diseases in the world. That's what I heard in 2013. I said, hang up, just give me another year and I will make something for you. And he died July 27 of 2014, and all technology was released September 2014. So I couldn't do anything, but I made a promise to my dad that I will dedicate my life to find something for humanity. And I started doing plastic surgery. And I said, I just want to do something better for humanity. And that's it. It's just keep working and the best for them, for humanity.
That's amazing. And you're doing that, eh? It's going all over the world.
We work it, but it's not me. It's the whole group. It's the whole foundation. This is not a single work for. It's a teamwork. We working as a team. This is doing incredible work. We're doing every single one, every student all over the world. I cannot do anything if I don't have the support of everybody, because we're making tests, and everyone who achieves something, we share it. We share this new upgrade or new thing that they have learned, so we can do the next step to learn more. So and apply this. So we're working together. By myself, I won't be able to do all this by myself. So I need all the people in the world to work together. It's the only way. Working together to bring this to the next technology, beautiful technology, to the world.
Yeah, I've seen how it's growing. It's just unbelievable. And we've just got a pretty new community here. And it's just, since we've had this introduction, some people have been in it for a little bit longer and have been kind of tracking the technology for a couple of years. But a lot of us are still new and still learning. But there's this massive innovation curve. It's just unbelievable to see how it's moving.
Yes, a little bit. It's a new technology. It's a new, people are not, they're tired to hear, oh, there's something new, but nothing happened. Oh, we hear somebody who comes with new technology, whatever it says, oh, this is energy, but we don't feel anything. We don't see the effects that soon, so we don't believe in anything. Even when I give a presentation, people says, do not believe anything that I'm going to say, but at least open your mind to the new technologies. and tested. If you don't have results, that's it. It doesn't work. But people have results. So don't believe me, but I just at least open the mind to a new stuff. As a doctor, the way now I see the body, how the body works, is totally different the way I saw it. I thought it was the body working. On a medical, I think now that the way we were taught on medical school is a complete lie. It's a big lie. We make this medical school made us like just pharmaceutical sellers. We sell products. We sell what they ask us to do. We don't use our mind. But now with this technology, it's totally different. The understanding of the body is different. And not only the body, the whole planet, the plants, the animals, everything. Now understanding that we are one. Before it says, how can we all one if it doesn't match? Nothing matches. Because we've been deceived. Religion is a big lie. Science is a big lie. So we won't be able to find any matches between one and the other. That's why it says we cannot understand why we are all one. But now with the plasma, we understand the whole process. It's incredible how the whole world works together.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, I just wanted to, I wanted to give you a little bit of how we kind of bought into the technology, because we, you know, we were kind of like, at first we didn't understand it. And then my mom came to Yelm and came to see you, and she heard some amazing stories that you were kind of treating people that had extraordinary results. You know, there was, I think, somebody who...
Correct. I don't treat. We don't treat anything.
Okay.
It's create an environment so people can be in that environment, and the body changes according to what the body needs. That's only because the understanding is the body is a plasma element. We are a plasma body, and as a plasma body, we receive plasma. We receive 80% of the energy comes through the skin and breathing. 20% only the food. So we don't treat, just keep the environment. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna.
No,
sorry. So what happened is we've been the environment is so polluted, they create an imbalance in our body. So that's what I wanted to explain in our meeting. In order to understand the plasma, we have to understand what's the plasma, how the whole universe is being created, because we have to go through understand the universe and the micro universe, which is our body. If we understand both, we found the matches, and we understand the whole world, and we can just create in different environments. So we don't treat, we don't heal anybody. We just create an environment that's, and a long time ago was natural around the world, which is the fact that how many times we heard this? It says we heard that we cannot live without the sun. Why? Somebody says, oh, okay, because we have to synthesize the vitamin D. It's a little part, but actually, why we need the sun? Because the sun, which is that light that we see outside, the big day, it will be a big light. It's not, and the first place, it's not the sun. We think it's the sun, but it's only the light created by interaction of two fields: the field of the earth and the field of the sun. That just above the earth on the stratosphere of the air, that interaction of those two fields creates light. That's the sun that we see outside, and that interaction brings elements. The elements, that's what I showed on the periodic table. All those elements are the universe. But what happened in the interaction of these two fields, that we have the four more important elements: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. And life was created out of those elements. So this technology is, like I would say, imitating the effect of the sun on earth, creating that environment.
So you started out with the Keshe technology, creating this environment. that this woman and others have healed themselves in. And but your
Yes.
technology has evolved quite a lot from your first unit to now. I wonder, I mean, if you want to explain how you've evolved it, because at first you had coils, I think, and then you just have tubes.
Yes. When we nano-coated a coil or nano-coated a wire, just a single wire. Let me show you. Let me see. Just a single wire. We get energy out of this. We create energy. And just with a single wire, we get rid of pain. So there was a first step to understand. Is what it does is it creates energy. So once we nano-coated, that's the copper, that's what we start seeing this incredible technology, that when we nano-coat it, we expand or loosen up all the molecules and start speeding up. It's like speeding up and create a field between every molecule. It's like the sun and earth. It's pulling energy, but whatever we put inside, it creates, we feel that energy out of those elements that we put in. So we understand out of this, that's okay, we create energy. Then we GANs. With this and the GANs, it creates a certain kind of energy or an environment. That's why I create the first, this one.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But then, that's the one that's behind me, with rings. So I use, with the rings, with the coils, we create GANs. But okay, I'll create one unit using only GANs, which is different field, but it creates a different environment. I can see the different. People feel different. I feel different. I can see some people have effect different way with the coils and another with this one. Somebody says, which is better? Nothing is better. Everything is incredible good. But we understand, and we're in the process of understanding this technology, so we have to test. I'm as the doctor of science, I have to test everything.
Okay.
Everyone has a different effect. But now I make those balls, those rotated, before it was only rings. It was incredible effect on the people. But now that I put the dynamic what's it called?
The plasma generators. Are they generators?
Yes, it generates a different kind of, it's the same energy, but increases the energy. Once you start speeding up, it creates a different energy.
Okay.
So it's more intense environment. So the goal is to understand the environment. Every single person creates that specific environment, but it's just, I would say, we are just in the first steps to understand this technology. We need a lot more to learn.
Yeah.
And this technology is, the thing is, this technology, the way I see it, this technology is steps to understand that we as a human being, as a spiritual life, we can do everything. This is like a training devices. Make your body remember what the body can do. The soul, what the soul can do. Mm. We have a teacher, an incredible master teacher. That is teaching us disciplines to be able to reach that point of connection with our God, with ourselves. This technology is the same. So we do disciplines to get rid of the personality and be able to focus on the logical mind and have access to the midbrain, to have access to the creation. That's where the soul is. So the same way this technology is helping to remove all the rabbits that we have in the personality to have access to the midbrain, which is the same. This is technology. The fundamentals of this is to be able to get rid of all the emotions that blocking your path through your God or through your soul. So this is removing all that stuff through technology. The other one is through disciplines. But this is the same. All is the same.
So some people, you know, are saying, oh, you shouldn't have metals of any kind in these healing units. Some people say, you know, it should just be the tubes. Are they different? You're saying it's different approaches. They're not different. They're not wrong. It's just they have different kind of effects. So in other words,
so what happened if you have a big metals? I don't think that having a ring or necklace will affect. But if you have a big metals, it will affect the flow of energy. That's what we're trying to do, create a flow of energy to wrap your body. So we don't want anything to interrupt that flow of energy. That's why whatever we use, either plastic, tube, PVC, whatever, wood, we have to nanocoat it.
Even the wood. Even the wood.
Even the wood. Yes, really? Even the wood. When you use wood, you find just as soon as it's just changed the color, it's nanocoated already.
Okay.
So allow the flow. What you do is you loosen up the superficial molecules of that structure. So when it will help to flow all that energy, they won't be interrupted. Okay. Every single item. That's why every single, the PVC, the tubings, I leave it outside on the sun for weeks because we don't have too much sun. We have 10 months of raining, so we have a little sun. That's why I have to leave it outside. And the reason is I leave it on the sun. If you have a good sun, you can leave it for only 3 hours, it will be nanocoated. But I leave it even for weeks. It is nanocoated, yes. But also, I'm a spiritual being. I know that there's a lot of beings or entities that we won't see, but they are willing to help us. So what I do is I live on the garden outside for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and as I made a meditation, and I ask all the entities around that an environment to bless this new technology, new items that I'm using in order to help humanity. So I do that, and I think that is also what is helping me to have those results on people. Even my intention is to bring that to humanity. This is love that I put. I'm not looking for money to get rich. If I wanted to do that, I won't share anything. I keep it to myself and have a good business out of this. But this is not the goal of this technology. The goal is to bring something for humanity in order to free humanity. We need something that will bring us together. So we're using this technology and working all together as a family, as one family. That's the beauty of this.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
So inspiring. I have just a more specific question around the immune system. I heard Mr. Keshe say that he's found a way to understand the human's immune system. Can you expand? Can you tell us a bit more about the ways to improve our immune system?
Well, to understand the immune system, where is the main cells? Where is located the main cells? All the I would say the mother cells and the bone marrow. Bone marrow is, we heard about the stem cells, implants or whatever, but in the bone marrow. Yes. My accent. But bone marrow has all the cells. It's the fabric of every single cell in the body. Whatever your body needs is created inside the bone marrow. So if we need to defend ourselves as immune system, those T cells are made on inside the bone marrow. Yeah. Even there, if we need heart cells, liver cells, whatever, they are created inside the bone marrow. But the thing is, we haven't been able to understand, as doctors, we don't understand the importance of the bone marrow, the bone. We have a structure in the bone. If you cut the bone longitudinal, you see inside little strings. And if it's an old bone, you see those strings very hard. And I asked the doctors, orthopedics, and says, what do you think they are? Oh, it's like the structure inside the structure, inside the bone, and which is not. Now we understand it with the newest technology. And when you have a bone, like let's see, you just with respect kill an animal and you have the bone, you cut it in longitudinal, and you see those strings are like a strings, very soft, very soft. So what happened is it creates a vibration. When you walk, creates a certain vibration inside, frequency. And according to that frequency, it's like the whole system has, every single organ in your body has a cell phone, has a specific number. When you walk, you send that information to your body. The structure is working. So if somebody starts failing, like let's see, the heart is failing, and something for the heart, and the energy is sent the heart sends like a frequency that needs something important, something, cells, something to be able to regenerate that part of the heart. So it sends information, and when you walk, you send those vibrations to the bone, and the bone sends all those vibrations and says, oh, I know as a bone structure, I receive information from the heart, so I need to start in heart tissue, heart cells, so we send them. The problems with, so we have, and the best way to send that information is when you use your heel, that when you heel and the foot, not in the hand, you send that information. But most of women or sports, we use the toes to run faster, to do exercise. We use only the toes. That's why we see on sports people a lot of fractures, a lot of heart disease, a lot of liver disease. They're sick. That's what we hear. If you do sport, you're gonna be sick, because they haven't been able to understand how the body works. They're using the toes, not the heel. If you do the heels, you send that vibrations to the bone, so the bone will start making that cells that your body needs. It will be healed. You will heal yourself. You will repair yourself. So the whole immune system, the whole body is inside the bones. It doesn't matter what age. I've been with old people. They are retired in those houses, and they're using the walker, using the cane. And they have a training, a physicist, what's it called? Physics training. They come every week or every day to do exercise. What they do is just moving the joints, which is just good. But actually, they're not helping to recover themselves. Those exercise helping not to get stiff, but not helping. If they just tap the heels 30 times a day, those people and the age will throw away those canes and the walkers. They will be able to be better. So because we're stimulating the bone marrow, the stem cells, their own stem cells, to create tissue that will help them to regenerate themselves. It doesn't matter what age. So we don't need actually those kind of surgeries to give you those cells in your body. You can create yourself.
I went to a Taoism school, and they said we hit our bones with sticks like that, not hard, but it reminds me it's a similar thing. And then they said that releases the stem cells. So it sounds like similar to what you said.
But it's in the bones. Yes, every single bone creates a specific kind of cells. If you hear them, or the whole body, you send them vibration. Yes, you are. Yes. But also we have to learn how to walk. Actually, every shoes that are being created that has a sponge on the bottom, on the sole, that make you feel comfortable when you walk, actually it's not helping you. Because you're not hitting the heels. You're not sending that vibration that the body needs. So when you are at home, when barefoot, just hit yourself. Just tap your heels on the floor 30 times. 40 times a day, 10, 10, 10. Just doing that, you will see the effects on the body. It's incredible how the body starts responding.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end,
Amazing.
we'll find that you're going to see that you can heal yourself. This is the goal. This technology is helping us to understand the body. We won't need this. We won't need in the future. We won't need any of this device. Once you understand your soul, because you are the soul, you are not this body. You are the soul, so you can create anything you want. But I know we have to understand, in order to do that, we have to go to the midbrain. But the system doesn't allow us to focus on the midbrain. They give us so much rubbish to worry about. We have to work because we have to pay the bills. We have to work because we have to pay bills for the health, for electricity at home, for food, for whatever. They keep us worried. We keep us entertained on the system. So they want us to think, to create. We can create anything we want.
Rodrigo, I know that this is a kind of maybe a bigger topic than what this interview will cover, but what is your definition of the soul? When you say you are the soul, what do you mean?
We are souls. We are come here as to have an experience on these bodies. We are energy. We are plasma energy. The soul is made of plasma because everything was created through plasma. So we are those entities. We are those souls. We are, call them souls, call them gods, call them whatever you want. But we are the essence, that energy, that we can create anything. But we are in this body and we forgot what we are. This is part of the system, part of the, I would say part of the game to evolve, to learn. As souls, part of God, we have to learn. We have to learn different things in the universe. Let's put it here. We have to learn something on Earth. So we went to this body to have experience, but we forgot what we are. So in order to have experience, but sooner, I would say that awakening in the world is understanding that process, understanding who they are. So that will raise the energy of the world to awake all the world.
So we're kind of a stream of consciousness, a stream of information and energy flowing from the source through the soul. Would you say that?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, Rodrigo, when you work with plasma, I've been trying to understand what is this nature of plasma, because we've been using it and we've been making it, and it's mysterious in a way because it does feel dimensional. It does feel multi-dimensional. And so, in a way so we had a lot of success, just simple, like with the pain pads, with CO2 GANs, just in a Ziploc bag, and there was amazing results with whoever we gave it to. The pain just disappeared within an hour. It was just, and that's what turned us into like big, like followers or whatever.
Then we made necklaces.
Yeah, we became really interested because the results were there. And at first, we didn't know like where there were results. We weren't seeing results, and then we heard your results, and then we tried it ourselves, and then we kind of like followed on and become a part of this worldwide revolution, really, essentially. But it was really important in a way to see something. Anyway, I'm jumping around a bit, but so my understanding of plasma was that it was kind of this doorway. It's because it's this fourth state of matter. It seems that it's a higher vibrational. I was sort of imagining it as sort of bridge consciousness in a sense, where it bypasses polarity and it takes you out of duality, and then you can facilitate, you can bring in whatever you need from source or, from the higher realms. So I've been using it with that in mind and actually have had amazing results.
Because that's because your intention, you have the intention. When you have the intention, you increase the energy of yourself and you change everything. You have the capacity to change everything. have intention. That's the way I called my first unit. I don't call it that one a health unit. I call it the bridge.
The bridge. Ah, interesting.
That's what I call it, the bridge. I call it all the time. Here the people know it as a bridge. Why? Because the plasma is a living entity, as a living entity. It comes here to help us to raise our consciousness. So this unit, that's what I call a bridge, is a connection between us and the plasma, helping us to raise our consciousness, not to control us, not to submit us. It's just to help us to raise, to be ourselves, to connect ourselves to a higher self. That's a connection. That's what I say. It's not like it's coming to enslave us. No, really, it's coming to help us to remove all the rubbish that we have in the mind as a personality, as a social consciousness. To remove all that and connect to your higher self. You understand that you are connected to the Creator. You are connected to the higher self, to the source of everything. You are part of that. You will be able to do anything. You can go any dimensions you want. That's the goal. Also, Mr. Keshe says you will be able, once you understand you are the soul. You can create. You can manage anything, even the spaceship. He said, "There's going to be different people on the space. You can, if you're like a social consciousness, that you are in the mind of making money, making just a material state, everything is material, you can create a beautiful spaceship, a beautiful, like a Star Trek, that spaceship, beautiful. It's a matter, but you will be able to go everywhere in the universe, but it's like having a container with water and a fish inside. It's a beautiful container with a fish, and you will take it to the whole world. But that fish remains inside because the fish hasn't been able to interact with anybody.
Right.
So if we don't understand this, we are not connected to the higher self. You create a beautiful spaceship, but you will be incrustated inside the spaceship without being able to interact with anybody. But when you understand that you are the higher self, you are part of the Creator, you will create whatever you want. You can change anything in your body because you are not the body. But once you conquer yourself, once you are connected to your higher self, you can change that body and adapt it to any environment you want to. So then you will be able to travel all over the universe and have a communications with any entities in the universe. But you have to understand who you are. If you think that, no, I'm this body, Rodrigo, I'm nothing but Rodrigo. I'm a genius. I create whatever it is in my body, in my brain, and that's it. I create this spaceship. Okay, go. A spaceship, a beautiful spaceship, like a fish tank. Beautiful fish tank. Going all over the world, but without, yes, seeing everything, but without interacting. And there will be people, like those countries that like to control with everything with money. They create a beautiful spaceship, but people they're using the mind. They will become the spaceship. And they will be able to go anywhere in the universe. You have seen those little balls that a lot of people filming, recording little balls, spaceship, and they're going everywhere. They're coming from the the big space and a big spaceship, and then a little ones around, like orbs, but bigger ones. A lot of people, what are they? Why is a big ball that you cannot see inside? It's only a light. What is that? If we understand the sun, when the sun interacts with Earth, the friction creates light. We, in some way, for a lower frequency, using this energy. You are a ball of energy. You have an aura, call them a ball of energy, but you have energy. There's a lot of devices you can prove that you have that energy around your body. So when you increase that energy, like the bands, you using disciplines to rotate your bands, the more you rotate it, creates an energy. Once you're speeding up a lot is starting to interact with the energy of the field of the earth and start creating light. So in order to, when you are able to control yourself, to increase the energy of yourself, that energy of yourself interacts with the energy of the earth and creates light. So nobody will be able to see you, but you can see them. Those lights, those spaceships or UFO they were seeing all over here that a lot of people was running and filming, those little boats, there are entities inside, but they increase the energy, interacting with the energy of the earth. That's why you see that ball of energy. There are entities, you cannot see them, you don't see metals, you don't see, because they are entities creating their own, increasing the energy of themselves. And when interact with the energy of the earth, see the light, so they can go anywhere they want. That's why they go like this. You see them, in incredible speed, because they control them. Inside of them, they don't. Somebody asked them, or they might use a safety belts, a bucklet, or something to control that. It's not. It's like Earth. Earth is going around the earth, around the sun in incredible speed. Incredible speed is moving. We don't feel that energy because the whole world is space. When interact with the sun, creates a ball of energy around, so you can go anywhere, but we don't feel that movement as you go in the car, high speed, and you see the traction, or when you stop the car suddenly, you feel the movement inside. But when you create a plasma energy, you are part of that plasma. You don't need any safety belts or safety garment inside. You're part of it, and just like being inside Earth. You don't see which, like people here on the top, what is north is or what is above. For me, above here, but what about the people or you on the other side of the world? What is above? Is below is below for me. What is you above for you? Mm-hmm. So once you create this energy, you're able to go anywhere in the body. So you feel free, and you create that energy, and you feel free to go everywhere, to go different dimensions, to go anywhere in the world, because you understand the plasma. Once the goal of this is understanding the strength of every single element, so you can the magnetical gravitational field of every single element, so you can interact, increasing or decreasing the magnetical gravitation in order to go or to go back, to move yourself to everywhere you want to. This is the goal of this, but we're learning. As the goal of our master teaching us disciplines to control our body.
What I've been finding is, as I'm kind of experimenting with the different things, and like, for example, I've started to drink the GANS water. So first of all, the GANS, having it around has this amplifying effect. So what I find is everything kind of gets bigger, amplified. There's this sense of amplification. The field gets bigger, and whatever is not aligned with that seems to come out more. So if there's unresolved feelings or emotions or stuff from the past, that seems to come out to be finished, dealt with. So it's almost like this plasma takes us up or pushes up stuff that's at a low vibration to clear itself out, like clear the old the 3D world, the kind of the past out in a way.
Remember what he said, if we use a little bit of and CO2 will connect to the emotions, to get rid of the emotions. That's why you feel that, because removing all the emotions out of your body, all the rubbish, all the problems of your body, they are there, but they no longer affects you. So you have access to the higher self. That's what they're connected to your higher. That's the beauty about this technology. And the more you create, you create GANs, you create nanoquarter, you create a field, not only around you, but around the house. I see the effects of people around the house, animals around the house, plants around the house. They're incredible. If I compare the plants that I have with my neighbors, there are better plants. They are beautiful. They are bigger. Animals like to. Where I am now, I have a window in front of me. I see the garden in front of me, and I see animals coming together, joining together like brothers and sisters, and not chasing each other. That plasma creates something. What we're saying is, if you feed yourself with energy, 80% of the energy comes through your skin. We create this environment around, so that clear or clean environment, we feed on ourselves, as well as the plant, as well as the animals. They don't need to kill to feed. They feed on themselves. They're pure, like having a pure food. They feed themselves. They feel great. One thing that Master Keshe said, when you create a field that will be around your house, people who come to your house, and if they don't have a good intention, they won't be able to breathe normally. They will feel like being inside the box with the effect of being claustrophobic. And I had experience with one person will come here with a bad intention. We will know this person for a long time, but I know he has problems with a lot of people, not us. But as soon as he came with us, he couldn't breathe inside the house.
Amazing.
That's the effects we have. And I've seen people who come to visit us in the house, and they completely change. They're more loving, they're incredible, they are able to sleep better, they feel incredible good. We see that effect, and it's increasing. I have a friend of us, her name is Rosa Maria. He's a psychic, he can see things. When I started to use the GANs, I didn't have any machines, not even MedGraphs on the house, but I started to have a lot of kind of GANs. He saw the house, he knocked the door, he says, "What is going on in your home? Why?" Because I see a bubble of energy around your house, an hexagonal shape of bubble. Oh, wow. So I invited her inside, so he saw the energy, felt the energy. It was incredible, the feeling of that energy. He came, she left, she came 4 months later, when I create the health unit, a different MedGraphs, the were already houses, and he came, see, and she came back to home and says, "Wow, it's incredible what's going on." What do you mean? Because the bubble that I remember I told you was about 4 months ago, now I see the bubble in every single house in your neighborhood. Every single
wonderful.
house. Even though they don't know anything about my neighbors, they don't know anything about this technology.
So you plasmifying the whole neighborhood.
And I can see how the behavior has changed. They are incredible neighbors, better. They're very good, but I can see them change. That's what we're creating, an environment around the world. And we, in some way, connected each other. Once if I do something and my neighbor do another MedGraph, we connected each other, but not only we connected, but everyone who's going to be in the middle will be affected. Neighbors, whoever. We created
amazing.
heaven on earth. That's the way. This is the goal, to create that. And great enough. It's like if you have a fish, you're taking the fish from the seawater. Okay, I'm gonna put it inside the sweet water. It's not gonna survive, even though it's nice. It's a water, but it won't be able to survive because it's not its environment. So that's why we die in this environment. So much pollution, a lot of things in the plants, and a lot of pesticides, poison on the food. We killing each other. We changing the whole environment. So now with this technology, we rebuild a nice and beautiful environment. It's like putting back the fish in the ocean. It'll feel great.
Yeah,
so
I can see that. I mean, in all of our meditations, we've been seeing this. Like I often see this visual of like the kind of past is gone, and even when I do my meditations or CNE or whatever, I look down and it's like there's nothing there. It's just gone. And then the question is, what do I build? You know, what's next? What's now? And then, you know, I kind of feel this need to bring in this this gold, the golden egg kind of the creation part is very much important, because there's so much coming in as potential. And so I really get that we're being rebuilt in this plasma energy is helping us to rebirth the whole planet. I mean, it's just the most extraordinary technology.
Yes, I've seen people that are awakened, people that are disciplined, that are able to be more focused, faster, when they are inside the plasma environment. This is incredible. It's just, I can focus when I do my disciplines, whatever CNE or candle focus, whatever, they can focus, in no time, and they can create anything they want. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful technology.
Yeah. And in terms of the kind of protocols of taking GANs and drinking GANs and stuff like that, is there any sort of danger of taking too much or not? Should you follow particular protocols? Because, at some point it felt like it was too much for me, and then I took a break for a while. And
yes, what happened is, if you take the GANs, not the water, the GANs, your body, will take a long time to absorb them. Most of the time, it won't be absorbed, and it will remain in your stomach, in your digestion system. So much energy they get affected. People are taking GANs and start bleeding. So you have to be careful, and do not eat the GANs. I know we're hearing that some the University of Tokyo using GANs as a capsules to treat cancer, but this is a different thing. So that's the problems when people ask me, oh, what can I do for this disease, this and this, and they think that, I can apply this to everybody. That's the reason we create a group of doctors, because with all respect, a lot of crazy people all over the world, they hear something and they change. Oh, I know, I'm going to make a different change, and start affecting people, not helping people. Like I will say, treating cancer. We've seen people who came in the unit, either the coils or rings. In a couple of weeks, you have a big tumor, it reduces 80%. It's, great, we happened, almost got, and they leave without treating the cores, the core of the cancer. And they came back a few months later, more aggressive cancer, more aggressive. So we have to understand how this technology works. When you have somebody to treat somebody, it has a doctor's. Soon, all that information is going to be it's going to be available for everybody. We're learning as a doctors group of doctors all over the world. We're learning how to use this plasma. And somebody does this and they have this result, but somebody we discusses this and we start changing accordingly, and we say have a better result. But we as a doctors understand, what kind of a test we have to order in order to see if the effect is okay or not. Not because a person feels better, it means that's healing. No, it is not. So we have to be careful using this as for medical purpose. We have to understand how to use it. And we're learning. I don't say, I know everything. I do not. I'm learning. We are part of that group that says we're working together. I just made those dynamic reactors and started to use apparently tritium inside the core, the 2 cores inside. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of strength, a lot of energy, field of energy coming out of those cores. If I use it only gas, it's different. So we're testing. 2 of those cores explode in front of me. I was just rotating, and there was so much energy that exploded. One of them melted. This incredible energy. So we have to be careful.
So what are you doing with those reactors? Is it just amplifying the field of the tubes?
Yes, we amplify. You can use with or without the tube. You have to understand what you're using, what kind of GANs you're using, for what disease, what the mix It's not just, oh, okay, I'm going to put GANs and I'm turning it on, see what happens. Yes, people feel the energy, and some people will feel okay, but what's going on inside the body? If they have as protocol for any disease, we need, how many times we have said, according to doctors, 90% of diseases are psychosomatic. Even though they don't know what's psychosomatic, they put everything on stress. Stress is equals of ignorance, because for them it's stress, so they have to put down the brain. Stress means for them high activity of the body. That's why we have to calm down the body with pills, so they won't have stress. This is not that. Different emotions create a different energy. You create a reality. Whatever you put on your mind, you create that. So we have to deal with emotions. So we need to breathe zinc and CO2. So first step, create a breathing device. And that amount of zinc or CO2 can vary according to the disease. Number one. Second, we want to create an environment. We said 80% of the energy comes through the skin and through the breathing. So we create an environment. We create those units, create an environment. So that's the step. Third, you create an environment, but if you have a disease, you have a cancer, you have a problem, it has to be addressed, that problem. We create a difference depending what kind of body is, what kind of organ is affected, what part of your body is affected. And accordingly or that, you create a specific GANs for that. Or sometimes you have to give them pills, because we're in the process of learning to create everything, to create plasma. So you have to be specific of that organ. You feel incredible good. Oh, the whole body's saying, oh, I feel great. But what about my liver? How about my pancreas? Diabetes. So we have to target that. Or whatever disease. It's not just I have a health unit so I can heal everybody. No, it's just a step. And also, if we're eating whatever, this 20% of the rest is eating is the rest of energy. So we drink this plasma. But what kind of plasma? Depending what the problem is. So we have to understand what is the problem. So given the GANs, and varies is the water GANs, not the GANs, just the water GANs.
Right. The water, yeah.
Yes, just the water, not the GANs. You have to be careful to extract the water and not the GANs. So you given that. So it's the breathing device, the environment, the target the organ, and drinking GANs. So 4 steps you have to understand to apply those 4 steps. It's not okay, oh, I use my breathing device. Well, yes, it will help you for the emotions. And some people, if they have no other problems, that's it. They only need the breathing. Pain, yes. Why, in the first place, what is pain? You have to understand what is pain and why this technology helps us to get rid of the pain. I ask the doctors, what is pain? If I hit myself, I feel pain and that disappears. What is that? Why? The whole body is a flow of energy. It's flowing energy inside. Inside the body we have like a house has a tubes to bring water. If one of the tubings of PVC breaks, it start leaking. So that's the leaking is a pain. You have injury or you have a problem, it's a pain. It's a leaking of energy. Mm-hmm. That's a pain. And when you put the patches, it put magnets and it pulls the energy, allow the flow of energy. So it's not leaking anymore. That's why you feel comfortable. You feel, oh, I have no pain. Because you bring back that leaking of energy back to the tract. That's why you stop feeling pain. Oh, it's great. But it doesn't mean you heal yourself. It's just, I don't feel pain. But what is causing that pain? What kind of injury do you have? Mm-hmm. So you have to then create a different GAN or to heal that part of them, or to change, not heal, change that structure that's causing that leaking. That's the way you have to see now the whole structure. Mm-hmm. It's not just, oh, I know, as a doctor, I use this pill for this and this. It's going to be easier in the field because your body's made of 27 elements. 27 elements. Do we need millions of pharmaceuticals, millions of pills in the pharmacy and the drugstore? Millions? We are made of 27 elements. Just take those 27 elements, there's a plasma in your body change. Yeah. And somebody asks, why we use silver or gold to heal ourselves? Because it creates a different energy that is similar of some of those elements. That's why it helps us to change somebody as part of our body. So yes, we use in different elements to imitate or to replicate the energy of the elements that you have. But eventually, if we have those 27 elements in the environment, you change. But this is another step. Do we need those elements? It's a body. To understand, is the disease is what you see, the physicality. What causes this disease? And emotions. If you get rid of the physicality, you still have the emotions. The DNA information in your cells, you create it again. You back it. That's why oncologists, they said, and we have a success rate of healing person 5 years. So 7 years. They live 7 years when we treat them with cancer. They don't treat it. Why 7 years? Because they haven't been able to remove the emotions, the DNA information. You change your DNA in no time. But if you have the emotion problem, you change your body every 7 years, the whole body, even though you look the same amount, that I see you the same as many years, but every single cell of your body changes every 7 years. Some of them takes 4, some others take 5, some others take 6. But in 7 years, the whole is totally different. It's like a replicator, what's it called?
3D.
Another entity made of you, just every 7 years. But if you have that emotion, that DNA, you can't, after 7 years with new cells, but that kind of emotion, that kind of the same DNA. So it brings that emotions in your cells. You keep creating that every 7 years. But if you deal with that emotions, you get rid of those that causes the disease, you won't have. When we change it, you won't have it. So the physicality is one point. The emotions is the other one. And what is the next step? Okay, we're dealing with the physicality. As a doctors, with this physicality. Now as a plasma technology, we're dealing with emotion. What is the next step? Who creates emotions? The soul. Once you understand the soul and you connect to the soul, get rid of everything. So we don't have to deal with the physicality. I don't care about the tumor. I don't care about, once you connect to the soul, that tumor can disappear in a second. That's the goal of this technology. We're working on that to reach that point. We're working on it. That's why now Mr. Keshe said that the future of the health unit will be the dynamic reactors, because it creates incredible energy that connects to the soul in no time. But I have to understand who is those reactors, who is this plasma, who is the GANs, who is the machine. It's a reflection of yourself. So who is changing those bodies? You. If you create this, it's you. Now I have a group of doctors. We have an incredible man whose name is Klaus Dieter. He can see energy. You take a photo, he can see energy. So he asked me to take a photo of my devices. I take photos. The first, when I have 6 coils, then more and more and more until I make this. It says, I can see your consciousness has evolved. I can see you in the machine, and you are the same. I can see the same energy. If I put yourself in among 100 people, and this energy, these devices, I know who made them. Among 1,000 people, I will know, because the energy is like a blueprint, like a finger is unique of you. Once you create this, you have the energy inside. So whatever you are, I can see you. Once I see the energy, I can track you. Once I see the energy of yourself, I know who did this. So it's me inside the energy. Whatever intention I put to create this, if I create this energy in order to make money, there's lack. I wouldn't change any person. I would take the money out of them.
So it facilitates, it's you are the technology and your consciousness facilitates the outcome.
Yes. And if you have the same level of understanding, you will change in no time.
And Rodrigo, just on another point, there's a couple of technical questions. The one is, why have you not built a bed? Is there a reason why you don't get people to lie down?
I have everything in my house. This is my little office in my house. It's not my office, not a clinic. I'm testing everything. Everyone, I give it everything. You can make everything you want.
Okay.
I'm not a clinic here. I just have this, and I'm testing with people coming to my home.
Okay.
And a lot of people already opened a clinic, a plasma clinic. Somebody asked me, a lot of people ask me, why you haven't opened a plasma clinic? Because I'm still learning. And people already making a big clinics, plasma technology, plasma Keshe technology, and they have clinics, and they have devices. And they have the devices, whatever, I don't care what shape they have, but they go inside and feel the energy. They're not doing anything. As I said, we have to deal with the emotions. We have to deal with the physicality. We have to deal with the organ, target the organ, understand how the disease is affecting the body. How can we change it? And people, just because they're building different devices, different shapes, put them outside in the clinic and getting money. Well, I'm not in that position yet to put a clinic, because I'm learning. I'm using everything here in our home. I make a bed. You can make it. This is it. You can make whatever you want and test it. We are learning. But I have a bed here. I don't have. I have in my little lab in my garage. 3/4 of my garage is already taken. I left a little space car, but the rest is my whole lab inside the garage, and it's a 4-car garage. 3/4 already taken, and I work every single day, 20 hours a day, because I take classes as well. I take classes from 12 to 8 in the morning. The rest, I start working inside the garage, inside of my office here, working, create a different kind of environments and help and understand myself, understand this technology.
And do you have the inside your tubes, do you have the GANs or do you just have the water?
I myself, I put a little GANs. They have a little GANs. If you don't put GANs, it doesn't matter. If you want to have a water, have the energy of the GANs. I put GANs. Do you have to put GANs? I don't think so. Inside the course is only water. The dynamic is only water. And always amino acids. Always. Whatever water GANs use, you put amino acids of that.
Inside the tubes?
Yes, inside the tubes, yes.
Amino acids?
Yes. When I have a microcontroller with CO2 GANs, I put amino acids inside, I stir it, and I use a syringe to put the GANs in the tubes. But always has to be amino acids.
And Rodrigo, do you make all of your GANs slow GANs method? Do you do it? You don't use. Do you use electricity to make your GANs, or do you do slow GANs?
I have that GANs made of electricity. I have GANs made of with LED. I have GANs made with just a wire. I have everything. I make everything. Everything.
Okay.
Somebody asked me, which is the best? We're learning. I'm not in the position to say which is best or which is. Everything is good. Man, the beautiful of the plasma technology, they won't affect this. It's totally natural, 100% natural. More natural than that, there's nothing. It brings from the environment. That's what we have here. What we breathe every single day, but we taking pure of that those elements. We created a specific field to attract certain elements and create that. So I'm making everything. I'm testing everything. I have GANs with different, I have the balls, dynamic balls with different GANs. I'm testing with different CO2. I have CO2 with electricity, CO2 with LED, CO2 with wires, and see the effects. I'm testing. For me, here's my lab. I'm testing everything. I don't like people say, oh, don't do this. Hey, I had to test it. I make everything. I want to know by myself. I want to own my experience. Own it. I don't like to say, oh, he said don't use this because of that. Oh, he said this, don't use because, no, when I speak, when I give lectures, it's my experience. But yeah, based on somebody else's experience as well. But I test it to see if that experience is correct or not, if it really is true or not. So I test everything.
And when you work with people, do you work in a specific range of people, or do you just work with whoever comes to see you? Like if somebody says they want a session, you don't stick to one category, you just work with anything.
Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is, we have to understand the physical. My goal is not to work on the physical. The work is not to understand what disease, diabetes, leukemia, cancer, high blood pressure. I don't care. This is the results of something bigger upstairs. Is emotion, but above the emotions is the soul. My goal is to understand the soul of every single one, and make that change possible. Mm-hmm. So whatever comes, I don't want disease. My goal is to understand the soul of creation. That's when you will come the doctors of the universe. When you understand that everything is energy, everything is connected to the Creator. We are those souls. We are that connection. So physicality is. That's what also we said. In order to change in the medical field, we put them on 4 levels. Physicality. All doctors work on physicality. Everyone. Removing tumors, pills, whatever. Second, energy. If we ask our doctors, do you work on energy? Of course, we work on the brain energy of the brain. This is electricity. This is the electrical pulse. This is a part of the physicality. How many doctors address the aura, the energy? We have energy. This is a lot of technology that can prove that we have that full of energy. How do you explain that if somebody is thirsty, is working outside in the environment, sweating a lot, you see, I want water, you're dying for water. That means that every single cell body needs water. If you're according to the medicine, so that means that when I drink the water, I have to go to my mouth, my esophagus, my laryngeal, my esophagus, my stomach, the bloodstream, and then through the bloodstream taken to every single cell of the body. Really? That's the way it has to be? Okay, how come if we have a little sip, just that little sip, you do that. That little sip of water reaches the larynx, the esophagus, and you feel the effect of that water. When I have, my doctor says, please doctor, you are science, explain to me why that happened. Why we have that reaction immediately. Every single cell of your body needs that water. How come little sip have that effect? Because you are full of energy, that environment. When you drink the water, as soon as you put the water in the tongue, it changes to plasma. So it goes in around the perfume. You own the perfume, not only you feel the smell of that perfume, everyone around you feel that perfume, because affect the field energy of every single one. The same thing when you drink water, it turns to plasma and it goes around that field of energy. So it will affect every cell instantly. If that happened with a single water, okay, that's what is going to happen with a single thought. Affect the whole body. It's a physicality, it's a whole structure of the cell. How come the stuff? So in the meantime, and eventually the thought, it will have the same effect as the sip of water. It's connected to the whole body, the whole energy. So no doctors address the energy. So the third level to change the body is the emotions, not the stress. The stress is nothing. The word stress is meaning like the ignorance. Everything is God. Oh, it's God. It's God. It's God. Whatever you made a mistake, God made. I fell. Oh, because God. We blame everything for God, or we blame everything to stress. So it's not stress, it's emotion. And every single emotion creates a different kind of diseases. So you have to understand what kind of emotions is affected. Like, for example, breast cancer becoming very popular. Breast cancer, if there's a left, is connected to your daughter, son, or mother. Because when you breastfeed them, that's the connections with them. When you have issues with them, you want to break that connection. What is that connection? Your breast. You want to break that connection, it creates a cancer. So you have to understand what kind of emotions is involved. So if we understand emotions, we can change the body. We can change the physicality. And then on the top is the soul. Once you understand the soul, you can change anything. This is our goal on this technology. Yeah, we're working on it. At least we start to understanding the process. If you understand anything, you cannot advance. You cannot go forward. But we have to understand the process. At the beginning, you asked me 3 years ago about plasma. I have no idea. Nothing. We're learning. Nobody was born knowing all this. We're learning. But the beauty of this, every time that I go everywhere, to give a lecture, I only ask one condition to learn. To teach everything. Whatever you learn, you have to spread that information to your neighbors, cousins, brothers, sisters, everywhere. But we have to understand this. That's why if I give these lectures to other people, I want them to bring from the beginning to understand that process, not going to if they don't understand how this plasma is created, how this plasma affects the body, they won't be able to do anything. Once you understand, because we want every single brain that is in these lectures to give us more information, to help us to improve everything. Yeah. Some of you, every single one has a brain. It's a full brain. I want everyone to understand that and have ideas of everyone. That's the only way that we'll have a beautiful technology to the world.
So, Rodrigo, I've just got one other question, and then I'll ask Willem if he's got any other questions. But if you have GANS water and you want to transfer it, like if you have it in a plastic bottle, a small plastic bottle, and you want to transfer the energy of that GANS water into other water, say, like, for example, my mom brought some GANS water from Yelm, and she wants to put it into other water to create more of it. Is it fine to just float that water in the plastic bottle in other water? Do you think that would infuse, or do you have to nanocoat it, or what would you suggest?
Okay, if you have GANS, not the water GANS.
No, it's just water. It's not GANS. It's just water. It's the GANS water. GANS water.
It won't change the water of all the rest. It won't.
So you need the actual GANS.
It will affect the temporarily. It's like putting a patch. You have a patch with water GANS and affects the water. In a way, it does. It gives energy. It changes a little bit, but not as strong as the water GANS. So that means if I had that water GANS, put them in the plastic container, put them inside the 2 gallons container, it will change that water. But it doesn't mean that water put on another container will change the other one. That won't happen. If it does, it will be just a little bit.
Okay.
Not as strong as, it won't become as strong as the water gans.
Okay. So basically, in order to transfer the information, you always need a little bit of the GANs.
Well, no. If you have, as I said, a container, a plastic container with water gans, and put them inside the container, 2 gallon container, that will change that. It will change that. Yes. But that 2 gallons water container, take it out of that and put that water in another container to energize another bottle, it won't happen.
Okay.
It will be a little energy, but I don't think it will be enough.
Okay.
The more diluted, I mean, if you dilute it, it won't have that same effect. Mm-hmm. But that water container, that's the water of the GANs, the water plasma, you put it, wherever you put it, it will energize.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean, like, see, I put it inside a capsule of GANs, a capsule plastic GAN. I put them inside my coffee. Okay, this coffee, put them in a big container of coffee. This will be energized. It will be energized the whole, yes, but not in the same strength as this. It will be less. And the more I dilute it, the less strength of energy, plasma energy will be in that water. But
and would you suggest nanocoating those little plastic bottles that have the plasma water in?
Okay.
Or not?
If I would, I would say that you have the water GANs. If that's the container, eventually that will be evaporated. It will be evaporated. I have big containers with GANs, and if I don't use the water, it evaporates. It disappears. It's just too much strength, too much energy, so it disappears. If you want to store it for a long time, I suggest to store it in a glass container. If you're going to use it to energize the water, yeah, just plastic one. But if you're going to store it for a long time, the GANs, save it on a glass container. Mm-hmm. If you use it on the plastic, it will dry out because the energy goes, even in the glass, the energy goes through the glass, but in less time. I mean, it will take more time to evaporate the whole water GANs. But you will have the GANs on the bottom. You add more water, okay, you have it again. Mm-hmm. But eventually that water will evaporate. Mm-hmm. Especially if you have a CS3. I have my container with a lot of CS3 GANs. It's a big one. And I have to put a gallon of water every week. If I don't use it, it evaporates. It becomes dry. So I have to put it again and again and again. It's so much energy. Mm. The CO2 water takes longer.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have a lot of other questions. I'll ask Willem, do you have any other questions?
Yes, I work with allergies and chronic fatigue and also overall acidity.
What? What's that one?
Acidity, acid. Okay. You know, yes. When the body's too acidic and you get arthritis, that kind of thing. So I'm just wondering, so with allergies, I've seen there is a strong emotional component of that contributes to the original cause of allergies. And it seems many times we've inherited allergies, but the person who originally got it seemed to have some other trauma. So I would imagine taking zinc, GANs water, and also the CO2 GANs water, that it would help to relieve allergies. But have you had success with allergies?
You have to breathe, give it something to breathe.
Okay.
If you drink that, as I said, 80% of the energy comes through the skin of your breathing. Just 20% of energy comes when you drink it. So if you really wanted to help them, made a breathing device, that will help a lot on the patients, more than the drinking, because they have to breathe less 2 or 3 hours a day. And another thing, if I have a person who's using that breathing device, let me show you mine. I use mine when I work inside a computer. I use mine. So if I use this, which would be the best? If I use this 3 hours in the morning or half hour in the morning half hour at noon, and half hour at night? What would you think would be better?
I think
For 3 hours in the morning.
I'd say spacing it through the day.
Yes, what you're doing is you're retraining your brain. Retraining your brain. Your brain knows how to do everything, but it lost that knowledge, or is hidden inside because we have so much pollution, so much rubbish, so much emotion. So that the body has to we have to make the body remember what the brain can do. So you have to give it a little bit, and then have a little gap of time, then give it a little bit, a little bit more to remember how to work. So you have to use it at least 2 or 3 hours a day.
Okay.
That will happen more.
Those tubes nano-coated, those tubes,
you don't have to. I at the beginning I started to nano-coat. Eventually, just the GANs will nano-coat it. I put GANs, a little bit of GANs in the inside, and it will nano the tubes. At the beginning, I nano-coat everything, but at the beginning, yes, I feel more energy when I nano-coat it, but after 6 months, pretty much the same. For 3 months, pretty much the same.
Okay.
But if you give it this, you will have better results on emotions than just drinking.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, that's very helpful. The other question is with fatigue, like the stronger fatigue conditions like Lyme's disease, Epstein-Barr virus, Coxsackie virus, cytomegalovirus, those kind of things. Can people take CH3 GANs water from the beginning, or would you first clear some of the microbes before you?
It's not clear the energy. You give it the energy, so you create what you wanted to create is an environment in the body.
Yeah.
So whatever, it's like, let me put it this way, and you understand how the body works. The plants, you have the plants. This is what I have to do. The plants a lot. You have the plants, any flower, any plant. You spray CO2 and CH3. You give in the elements to create an environment. Once they create an environment around the plants, nothing comes inside. No viruses, no bacteria, no fungus, nothing. No insects, nothing. So that's why you want to create an environment in your body. A little by little, where virus has in your body, it won't exist. It would change to energy. It's energy.
Yes.
It will change it. But you have to understand as well, why is fatigue chronic? Chronic fatigue is sometimes it is an emotions, but why does it been affected? It's a lot of mercury, a lot of lead in the body. What is it? What is causing that fatigue? What kind of emotions? I've seen a lot of people with what they call fibromyalgia. This is like a chronic fatigue.
Yeah.
But what is the cause of fibromyalgia? Lack of love, abandonment from the father or the mother, and they create that disease or that pain or that fatigue in order to bring attention around them. So you have to understand them.
Yes.
I have a person who I was asked me to interview a lady who was having fibromyalgia for 15 years, and her daughter has the same thing. It's been her daughter for years. They have a lot of pain, some medication. They've been seeing a lot of psychologists, and know that this person was a very wealthy person. So those psychologists made money out of them. And when they asked, one of them asked me if I can see them. I said, yes, I will. But then she said, again, to explain everything of my life again to them, I don't want to see him. And I told them, tell him, this person, that she doesn't have to talk. I will talk. Because once I see them, the way they talk, the way they speak, they show me a lot what's going on in the body.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So when I go and talk to them, knowing what happened to them, I explain, you might have that, this what might happen in your life, this, and this, and that. And suddenly she started crying. Nobody told me for that. Has a problem with the connections with their dad, with their father. She always wanted the love of the father, but the father was a wealthy man, very straight, and wanted to make a very strong woman, to become a very successful woman. But she wanted all the life, want the love of her father. Nobody addressed that issue with her. As soon as I addressed her, she started crying. At that moment, she says, at this moment, the pain disappeared. Why did that happen? At that time, I didn't bring anything to them. I didn't bring plasma, breathing, nothing. But at that time, just connecting with them, understand them, the pain disappeared. Why? Because my soul, I'm connected to my soul. My intention is to help people. So these people understood the problems, felt the connection, and disappeared the pain. Then I gave him, be with me all the time, so I gave him devices to breathe, and a friend of her created a rings. She's doing incredible good. And the daughter says, the only thing that you really need is you come to her and says, from your heart, says, I love you. She doesn't want your support, money. She doesn't want to come and take care of your grandson. She doesn't want to come and cook for them, for your daughter or for her husband. She wants love from you, but in profound way. Come as a mother, the same way you were expecting from your dad, give that love to your daughter. A month later, says, my daughter doing incredible good. Incredible good. I speak to the daughter too as well, but without saying that I speak to the mother. So, and she said, what would you like from your mom? To love me.
Yeah, beautiful.
So she had the same effect, the same fire emotion from a mother, because the mother had the lack of love. She was having the same problem. She was doing the same thing. And the pain disappeared. To understand this, so this is really important. Understand what is the emotions involved in that. What viruses or what disease or what cancer.
Yeah, the root cause, the core problem, the core emotional makeup. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that emotions that's the emotions is a thought. You put midbrain. What is the reality? The one you put inside the brain, or what you're living? The same. Both are the same reality. So whatever you put in your thought, whatever thought you put on your brain, you create that. You have the capacity to create your own reality. If you're thinking of lack of love, that's what you're having. Yeah. If you have somebody who wants to love you, you create something to bring that love. So you create.
Absolutely.
Create this disease, create you name it, in order to bring that person around you.
And so with the plasma energies, we create the environment, the field that rebalances that.
Yes, eventually that's what will happen.
Yes.
That will happen. I have people, one of the person, I help them to build one of this unit that has a CV from Montreal as well, another one from Florida. She wears pain all the time. She cannot sit down for more than 20 minutes. She cannot stand in front of the computer for more than 20 minutes. She has to move and walk. That's the only way to get rid of the pain. And says, I haven't gone out of the house for years. I don't go shopping. I don't go anything. I'm just in the house. So I created one of this unit. I created a helmet. I help them to create everything in the breathing device. I just received, that was 2 months ago, I received an email from her. It says, I went shopping for the first time. Normally it has to be inside the machine for an hour. If they can do it 1 hour, 2 or 3 times a day. She started doing only 5 minutes. Too much for her, too much pain to be inside. Says, no, I'm doing the whole hour, 2 hours a day. It's improving a lot.
Wonderful.
Back to life.
Yeah.
Creating an environment and understanding what the problem is. Because if you don't understand, your mind still create that problem. You have to help them to understand it.
Yes, because one can't see yourself. Sir.
Yes, if you give them the plasma, the breathing device, the plasma, everything disappear. But if they still have that emotion that you haven't have been able to help them, they will create that disease again.
Keep recreating. Yeah.
Because you can change the DNA in no time. That was proven. That's science proven already that you can change your DNA instantly. And that happened with people with different personalities.
Yeah.
People with different personalities, they have the blood sample, they have certain DNA. I mean, in the medical field, there's people with different personalities who have, one of them has diabetes, the other one doesn't have. When it shifts to their personality, they have diabetes. And every test comes as diabetes. When it shifts to the other personality, it's healthy. It does diabetes. So they change the DNA instantly, back and forth, in no time.
So that's perception, isn't it? The perception, the windows through which they're looking at that moment creates the DNA to express that perception.
Yes, that's what I said. Are we a bodies? If that happened, and multi-personalities change the whole body, that's what I would say. Are we a bodies? Or we are full of energy, souls? What are we? What is the schizophrenia? Oh, people who see entities around them. There are imagined people around them. Actually, schizophrenia is deep souls inside the bodies. And they change the body accordingly. The experience in no time. So the whole medical field is totally different. It's not the way we were taught. It's different. Earth is a game play. It's a game to come and play and have experience. It's a game. But we are tired of this game over and over, making the same game. But it's about us to awaken and decide no more games. We want to go out of this game. We were signed to be in this game. But when people start seeing this way, we'll see the life so different. Because you decide if you want to play in this life, in this world. You want to have with your best friend as a soul. You want to play in one body. It's like being a game. Okay, let's go and play. Let's see what does it feel to have one body for us, for both. So one time you will, sometimes I will. It's a game. But we forgot about this game. It's about time to awake and change the rules. That's the goal of this technology. This is the goal of Mr. Keshe, to raise the consciousness, to awaken up, to stop this game.
Rodrigo, do you think, I've just got, I don't know how much time you've got left. I've got one last question. Is that all right?
Go ahead.
This concept of the soul is interesting for me because, what I understand is that there's a level even above the soul, which is kind of like just 0.0 or infinite streaming of consciousness. So it's almost like the soul is it's like a place of it's like the permanence of being. It's the thing that records all your experiences and is a part of your infinite self.
But yes. Well, we're taught is the soul is only the one who recorded all the experience.
Yeah.
But you are part of the experiences. You are who is that recorded the soul that we thought that was just like a computer. But we are the whole is the energy, full of energy. It's just, we call him soul, we call him creator, we call him part of that. That creator. How we call him consciousness? How really is real this life, or is only a holographic images, part of the brain of ourselves? Is a consciousness creating this.
So your definition of the soul is a ball of consciousness that's moving, a ball of divine.
I would say we are like part of that consciousness, then we're having a different dreams. And we are part of that dream. That's why we can change anything in no time. Because we are part of that dream, but we forgot that connection. That's what we call the higher self. The higher self is us. The consciousness of us. And we have life and go ahead.
Do you think the soul is now recording the plasma dream? And it's
say it again because you break it out.
Do you think the soul is recording the new experience with the plasma? Like it's
we are the
becoming
plasma.
a new story, or how do you?
I would say that we are, I mean, the soul, everything is created as a plasma. We have to understand what is the void. What is a void? For you, what is the void? Vast nothing, materially. All things potentially. What does it mean? If it's nothing, but it's everything potential, is one in the plasma, that everything that we see here has to have the negative and the positive, the north, the south, or gravitational and the magnetical. Otherwise, it cannot be connected. Everything has to have magnetical and gravitational, an energy. Everything has both energies. Every single element in the universe have those two elements. But if we create, everything's come from the void, from nothing. It's nothing. Potentially, what does it mean? That and the void has two elements. Those that we call them pneumatics, the positive, negative, or the gravitational, magnetical. They're not forming anything. They have no shapes. Just that energy, but we cannot see it because once they connect to each other, we can see that energy. But before that, there's no connection. Once you have a thought, make that connections, and you started to make something that becomes to the antimatter. And before the antimatter, then after the antimatter comes to the matter. So before you have a thought, and the thought, you start creating something, it comes to the reality, this matter. The same was the thought to create souls. So comes from the void. Whatever comes is both energy, gravitational and magnetical. We all have that energy. It's the example that I to understand the creation is, you have the capacity to create whatever you want. You have the capacity to create any reality with a thought. So how is this possible? Once you put a thought, it comes from somewhere, that material, in order to have that reality. So your thought is so powerful that brings those elements out of nothing to create that. It's like that you wanted to build a home. You know Home Depot, the store?
Yes.
Home Depot I would say is like the void. You have a thought to create a house, you go to the void, to the Home Depot, and buy stuff. Once you collect stuff, it's the thought, collecting all the stuff for your house. You put them in your car, that's the antimatter. You go home, you start building, that's the matter. That's the way to understand the void, the antimatter, and the matter. You have thought. If you have gone to the Home Depot and you get distracted, another person, and convince you to buy other stuff, you pay it, you go home and says, because of this, I didn't have enough material to build a house that I want. I was convinced with the other one. I create drama because I was distracted. That's the way life is. Whatever thought comes, that reality, we make that kind of reality. So you wanted to buy stuff for your home, but you were convinced to buy stuff for car. But you didn't have enough money to create both. So you create drama. That's life. You have the capacity to create whatever you want. And that's the thing, is the soul is you, or I don't know. I mean, I'm just learning. We are a consciousness that the consciousness creates different realities and different dimensions. We learn that we're 7 levels of creation. In every single level of creation, we are there. So as a thought, as a consciousness, we put a thought or a dream, I would say, dream in every single level of consciousness. So we have the what's the first level that we live in here is the I don't remember.
Hertzian.
Hertzian, the infrared, the blue light.
Visible light, yeah.
Then the gamma, X-ray, infinitive, and zero. In every single one, you have a body. Every single reality or consciousness, you have a body. You're all connected. So who we are, really, who we really are. Every single body, or on the top in the point zero. That's what the nothing. We are dreaming, or this is a dream. We don't know. We're learning how to process all this. But more and more, we're understanding that we are not our bodies. We're more than that.
It's beautiful. Well, I think that we should bring that to the interview to an end now, because it's been kind of a couple of hours of very, very inspiring time with you, Rodrigo. We're so appreciative.
So we had teaching for the 9th, I believe, July?
Yes, the 9th of July, and we're really, really looking forward to the workshop.
Thank you so much. Thank you both. Big hug for both of you.
Thank you so much, and much love from South Africa to you there in Yelm.
Thank you.
From our family to yours.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.